The first thing I need to know if any of you have spoken with Delexman over the past, 24 hours or so. Can you give me an update on his status? Are you okay, Delexman? Are you going to make it? Are you going to survive? Are you going to be able to overcome this devastating blow to yourself and so many other Daniel Bryan fans just like you? Please, please, please let me know if Delexman is alive. Let me know if Delexman is okay, because I'm sure he's feeling down in the old dumperoos right now, just like a lot of you are. And it's very sad to see these reports that have come out today, and some of us may have been expecting this already, hence the WWE dragging this whole thing out, that apparently Daniel Bryan will not be medically cleared to wrestle at Money in the Bank, meaning he won't be medically cleared to defend his WWE World Heavyweight Championship, meaning that indeed he will end up being stripped of the title, and that one Money in the Bank ladder match at Money in the Bank is going to be for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. For a lot of you, I'm sure this is sad and disappointing news. Still think Batista shouldn't have won the belt at WrestleMania? Oh, I just had to get it in. I kid, but no, I really don't. Would it have really been that bad for business? No, but this is very unfortunate, very sad. It's kind of like it seems to be a trend for some of your favorite guys, just as they start to really get a push, just as they start to really get the opportunity to take the ball and run with it, then bam, something like this happens. I think about what happened with Dolph Ziggler when he won the World Heavyweight Championship, and then he got a concussion, and then we see where Dolph Ziggler is a year later. And now basically the same type of crap has happened with Daniel Bryan. You went on this whole long journey in the lead up to SummerSlam 2013, and could he actually overcome the John Cena monster? Two, he actually did. Two, he got it taken away from him, and then he would get the brass ring and have it taken away from him. Brass ring, taken away from him. And this whole storyline that played out all the way up until WrestleMania 30, and then you finally got your moment, and you're going, yes, yes, yes. Like all of the people in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, Hogan, not Silverdome, Superdome. And you finally had your moment. Daniel Bryan was indeed the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and so many of you skipped to Blued and Kumbaya'd and enjoyed the moment. As well you should have. It was one of those rare moments in time, one of those rare situations where the WWE actually played out a story over a long period of time, and when they were starting to go away from it, they actually realized that maybe we don't need to go away from this. We're going to change it. We're going to audible, and we're going to go in this direction after all. To only now, you've gotten Daniel Bryan basically with one real title defense, and that was at Extreme Rules against Kane. And now your WWE World Heavyweight Champion has basically been non-existent primarily for the past month plus, especially as an in-ring competitor, which is really sad and tragic because that's ultimately the way Daniel Bryan has always gotten himself over, first and foremost, is by his in-ring style, his work, his in-ring performance. But now you get to the realization that, Daniel Bryan is going to be stripped of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And it begs the important question, I think, was all that journey for nothing? Was it all about the thrill of the chase? And then once the achievement happened, did it kind of peter off? Now, did it peter off because, frankly, he got hurt and they had to, kind of hide him and mask him and didn't really do a good job of working with it or finding creative ways to do stuff with him as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion? Perhaps. Or was it just that once you got the thrill of the chase, once you got the achievement, it was like, well, where do you go from there? And where they went was Kane. And ultimately, to me, it really begs the one true fundamental question is, will Daniel Bryan be a forgettable WWE World Heavyweight Champion? And unfortunately, I think, long term, I think the sad answer will be yes. I mean, here is a guy that the WWE has invested a lot in as a character, a lot in as a performer. And kid you not, it was a tremendous, big, huge statement to give Daniel Bryan the ball at WrestleMania 30 and let him run with it. Only to now basically sit there and only get one real title defense out of him, and that was against a Kane of all damn people. And all these different possibilities for what could have happened will basically be for naught. I mean, as a WWE World Heavyweight Champion, what are you going to remember from Daniel Bryan's reign? If anything, you're just going to remember him getting hurt at the worst possible moment, the worst possible time, and as a result, having to surrender his championship. And I think that's sad. I think that's tragic. I feel bad for Daniel Bryan because sometimes that just seems to be how it goes in life, doesn't it? Just when you seem to grab it by the balls, it kicks you right back in the sack. That's what life does. And unfortunately for a Daniel Bryan, just as he was giving that opportunity and just as he was given that moment in the spotlight, that moment in the sun to say, hey, this is your show, this is your company, now because of circumstances and situations, it's been taken away from him. And I have a fear now that a WWE might be cautious and less willing and maybe totally unwilling to go back to a Daniel Bryan in the fashion, form, and way that they did before. Because what good is it going to do from a company standpoint if you're fearful that you're going to get left in the same position again? And no, it's not necessarily the fault of Daniel Bryan, but let's be realistic here. From a WWE standpoint, do you want to continue to invest all of these resources and all of this energy and give this guy all this opportunity and all this spot if you think that you might get a limited return on that investment because you're afraid that his body's going to break down, he's going to keep having to miss key time, and you're afraid that maybe he will end up going a CM Punk route? But again, the ultimate question, I guess, is will Daniel Bryan be a forgettable WWE World Heavyweight Champion? Again, I think sadly the answer is yes, based off of this title reign. I'm not counting any other World Heavyweight Championship reigns or anything like that. I'm talking about this reign right here, not talking about WWE Championship reign, nothing like that. But when you look at his title reign as WWE World Heavyweight Champion, it is, if nothing else, one of the most unsatisfying, unfulfilling, and disappointing title reigns in company history. I don't think that can be um, overstated. I don't think that is being oversold by me at all because there was so much possibility. There were so many opportunities to do so many things, and now they can do nothing. And that sucks, frankly, for all parties involved. Daniel Bryan, the WWE, people that could have worked with Daniel Bryan in the main event spot, and you, the WWE, and in particular Daniel Bryan fans. But when you think back on this, 3, 5 years from now, what are you going to really remember about this other than the fact that just when he got the brass ring, nothing really happened and he got stripped of the title and was like, oh, fucking well, it's back to the same old shit again. So I think sadly, when you look back on this historically down the road, Daniel Bryan will be a forgettable WWE World Heavyweight Champion. You will have that great moment at WrestleMania, and then it will kind of always nag at you, eat away at you, and frankly piss you off because you will think about the possibilities of what could have been, what should have been, and ultimately wasn't. Again, please, if anybody has any updates on the whereabouts of Delexman and his current mental and physical state and condition, and Delexman, if you're watching, and I'm sure you hopefully are, please let me know that you're okay, and please let me know that you're going to get through this incredibly tough time, and you are going to lead the Daniel Bryan fan club back to prominence once again, and that you'll be there. You'll be that steadying, guiding force when all of the Daniel Bryan fans have their hearts broken in the way that they're looks like they're going to. It's sad. And it's really sad that a title reign that looked like it, again, it had so many possibilities, will ultimately be one of the most unfulfilling, disappointing, and forgettable world title reigns in some time in the WWE.